The views and opinions expressed by the guests, listeners, and hosts of any program on Word Radio do not necessarily reflect those of ownership, management, or advertisers of this station.
Hey loves, I'm your host, Sincerely Sarita, and you are tuned in to Happy Hour on WURD, the best place in Philly to get uplifted and empowered. Today is Tuesday, August 11th, 2020. Shout out to all the folks who are joining us for Happy Hour. Those of you who are tuned in on 96.1 FM, 900 AM, streaming on Word TV, via wordradio.com, Facebook Live, and YouTube. Or those of you who are tapped in via the free Word app, which is available in the Apple app and Google Play Store. So make sure you go ahead, download that right quick. Word TV fam, y'all already know the deal, especially over on Facebook. Make sure you press the share button, start a watch party. When it comes to Happy Hour, the more the merrier. Okay? That's just that. I mean, you can't have a good happy hour without some good folks with you. Okay, you just can't. Now, me and Kayla J, we'll get the party popping all by ourselves. Okay, just so you, I don't know about y'all, but I starts the party. But that aside, you know, when we're talking about some hot topics or, some pressing matters in our community, or just some dope folks who are doing dope things out in the world, the more folks who are involved in the conversations, who are aware of what's being discussed, the better. That's all I'm saying. So make sure you let folks know, number one, about WURD Radio. Because I'm going to just keep it 100 with you. I know we know and love WURD, but the whole city, the region, everyone does not know about WURD. And, you know, the beautiful thing about that is we have the power to change that. It's really just a matter of word of mouth or sharing the stream, sending a text, sharing the app with someone and saying, hey, download this. It's free. Tune in. Here are some of my favorite shows or my favorite hosts. Let me know what you think. I mean, you can really, or forward in a newsletter that drops, I think it's every Thursday, Friday, somewhere around there. Go to wordradio.com, sign up for that, shameless plug. But like, it's really, it costs nothing to get the word out about Pennsylvania's only Black owned and operated radio station and one of few in the nation. You know, like, think about all the things that you may talk about on a daily basis or within the course of the week. How often does WURD come up in the course of that conversation? Is it possible for us to put at least one new person on to WURD every week? Just in your network. Any of you who can hear, as Mother would say, who are within the sound of my voice, right? If you are within the sound of my voice, shout out to Mother. One person, tell one person about WURD radio today. What show you like, what host you like, why you like that show or that host, and then encourage them to tune in, just like that. If you want to take it a step further, I mean, if you really, really with it, then encourage them to, start or renew a membership or gift them with one. I'm just saying. We've shared before that, or expressed before that, everything we need is already within our community. And so while we may have a really strong listening audience in Philly, I'm trying to make sure wherever black folk are at, especially in Pennsylvania, and y'all know I'm from the western part of Pennsylvania. I'm from Pittsburgh, right? So whether it's Pittsburgh or, further west, or anywhere in between, that they know about WURD. And not just the black folks, all the folks, but especially those members within our community. So I'm going to go ahead and step off my little soapbox there, but I'm just saying it costs nothing to pass the word along, to let folks know what's going on here at WURD Radio, especially with Founders Day around the corner. Just FYI, August 20th. Make sure you save the date. Mark your calendars. It's coming. And I hope you are excited as much as we are about everything that we have in store. So you got to make sure you stay tuned. Because there's going to be some announcements coming. There's a lot of, rah, rah, woo, woo, ooh, let's do us, okay? So just be ready for it. That's all I'm saying. Anyhow, hope you have your cocktail, mocktail, or water ready. It's Tuesday, and that means a couple of things for our happy hour experience. Now, first and foremost, it's Thankful Tuesday. So I want to know who or what you are thankful for today. So you can call in now, 215-634-8065. Again, 215-634-8065. You can also call in toll free, 866-361-0900. Again, 866-361-0900. If you are tuned in over on Facebook Live, watching Word TV there, you can drop your response in the comments. Right? So you can let me know who or what you are thankful for in the comments. And y'all know I will definitely share that on air. It's also Talent Tuesday. So in addition to, the in-depth interviews and conversations that we hold, we also like to do a thing called open mic night. So if you are a singer, a poet, a lyricist, call in, be ready to call in at 6:45 p.m. to perform live on air for 30 seconds. All right. All we ask is that you keep it clean and you keep it conscious. Okay. So again, that's open mic night at 6:45 p.m. Make sure you keep it clean. Make sure you keep it conscious. Salute to all the creatives, the artists, the dreamers, the doers out there. The message on my spirit for us, for you today, is really do it anyway. Do it anyway. If you are experiencing fear, if you are unclear about where you want to go next, or what the plan is, when those creative sparks come, when those ideas come, just do it. Just start to put it in motion. See what comes from it, right? Like don't kill the idea before it has a chance to live. And I said this before, and I think even within our in-depth interview, so many of our guests have said some degree of it or some version of it before. And I don't think that's by chance, because I think as creatives, as artists, a lot of times that is what we get caught up on, among other things. But definitely we get caught up on that. So this is just, the universe, God, just, the greater, reminding you, do it anyway. Just give it a chance to breathe. Give it a chance to live, okay? Shout out to Kayla J holding down the phone lines, the board, and everything in between. Kayla J, who or what are you thankful for today?
Man, I'm thankful for you, I guess.
First of all, you ain't got to guess. If you don't know, I don't want it. You can keep it. I want someone who knows, okay, who knows that they thankful for me.
See, that's how I know I'm thankful for you, because she be over-exaggerating.
Nope.
On my jokes.
Nope.
inchy way. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for our WRD family.
Yes.
But most of all, I'm just thankful for love on this week. I've been doing a lot of self-care and self-meditating and just realizing that self-love is so important and love is important, and I didn't realize how much of it I had to give and how much was given to me. So I'm appreciative and thankful for that on today.
Wow. So what? That's a word, y'all. Don't underestimate the power of love in general, but definitely, love of self and love of others. But okay, so that's what Kayla J is thankful for. Who and what Kayla J is thankful for. Let's see. I'm thankful for folks who are willing to go there with and for you. That's where I'm gonna leave it at. Wherever there may be, they riding. I'm thankful for those folks because I just feel like there's nothing better than someone who matches your energy in the most important areas of your life, especially when it's positive energy, because sometimes you got to be mindful of having folks around you who, when you're in a negative space or maybe, your energy isn't the most optimal, and they meet that and help you take that up a whole another 20 notches, and now you're ready to rumble somebody or do something crazy, you got to be mindful of that, right?
And shout out to everybody that got a friend like that. I know,
but you need that, though. Sometimes you need that.
I almost got kicked out of college with that friend. I'm just saying.
What's that friend? I'm just saying you gotta keep a few members on your team. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But in this particular instance, I'm talking about the folks who really match your energy in terms of, what you're trying to create and build and do better, the areas that you're trying to do better in your life, right? Having folks that continuously are driving you, motivating you, inspiring you, all of that good stuff. Or, just encouraging you to step outside of your comfort zone. Or just right in stride with you, like, oh, you there? I'm right here with you. Let's go, because they're really the MVPs. At least for me, they're the MVPs, and they tend to just do it so effortlessly because that's just who they are and how they are. And so when you can find folks who just in their most authentic state are aligned with where you're at or where you're headed, that's dope. That's dope. I'm also thankful for the village in concept and in practice. Prime example, today my little cousin, she hits up the cousin group text. I don't know about y'all, but we got one of those things popping. She also hit up social media, just kind of seeking advice. And she asked this question, which has now become our question of the day that I'm posting to you, which is, would you rather work at a great paying job that you hate or an okay paying job that you love? Which one and why? So would you rather work at a great paying job that you hate, getting that money, or an okay paying job that you love, like you genuinely love what you do? It's not, you don't feel stressed with it, you feel freedom with it. Which one would you rather have be the case for you and why? So call in now. Let me know your take on this. 215-634-8065 and toll free 866-361-0900. Getting ready to go to break. But just FYI, we got some breaking news. Y'all. Y'all. Everybody ain't going to be, but it's going to be what it's going to be. So Biden has selected, he's announced his running mate, Senator Kamala Harris. That's his running mate. Y'all, phone lines are open. I'm gonna just drop the mic on that. Biden has elected, he's announced his running mate, Kamala Harris. Literally was just talking to one of my homies about this. Here we are. Biden-Harris ticket. That's what we're looking at. Call in 215-634-8065. Toll free 866-361-0900. Are you with the ish? You riding? What you doing? Where you at? How you feeling? Let us know. This is breaking news right now, right here on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM, 900 AM. Now we know. Ooh, 2020. I mean, I think a lot of people aren't necessarily surprised, but whether you're surprised or not, what does this mean now for how things move forward, how you feel things should move forward? Are you happy with the pick? Is this like a move further in the wrong direction or in the right direction? Let us know. Call in 215-634-8065, toll free 866-361-0900. You're listening to Happy Hour on WURD Radio 96.1 FM 900 AM. I'm your host, Sincerely Sarita. We'll be back after these messages.
Check out the Source lineup on Word Radio. Mondays, get ready for the rapping professor, Dr. Aaron Smith. On Tuesdays, it's Andrea Lawful Sanders. Then on Wednesdays, it's the Black Women's Leadership Council. On Thursdays, it's a second helping of Andrea Lawful Sanders. And on Fridays, it's Tiffany Bacon. Don't miss the Source. Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. and Fridays, 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Exclusively on Word Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Streaming live on wordradio.com and on the Word Radio app.
Do you need health insurance for your children? The Children's Health Insurance Program, also known as CHIP, provides quality, affordable health insurance for Pennsylvania kids. CHIP ensures that kids can go to the doctor, receive health screenings and vaccines, and get what they need to live a healthy childhood. Families can be covered by CHIP no matter how much money they make. If you've experienced a recent change in employment or income, CHIP may be a good option for your family. Visit chipcoverspakids.com to apply or learn more.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
This is Word Radio, independent Black media.
The coronavirus continues to affect us all, and AARP is here in Philadelphia, actively supporting you and your community. Every day, they're providing trusted information from experts, working to protect people from fraud, supporting family caregivers, and making it easier for neighbors to help neighbors through the new AARP Community Connections website. Learn what AARP is doing to connect and support our community during this unprecedented time. We may be apart, but we're not alone. Click to connect at aarp.org/near you.
Now, a traffic update on Word Radio.
Some early slow spots on the Philly roads. This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Schuylkill Expressway westbound, that is jammed up as you go from Vare Avenue to the Vine Expressway. Only one lane is getting by through a construction zone. Further west on the Schuylkill, that jams from City Avenue out to Belmont. Eastbound Schuylkill, jamming 476 into Gladwin, then again from Penrose into Packer. Left lane blocked by construction. Just the right lane is getting by at the moment. Vine Expressway is jammed eastbound A Street into 95, westbound A Street into 76. And on 95 northbound, it's stop and go the Vine Expressway to Bridge Street. Southbound 95 jams Cottman into Bridge Street through construction. Boulevard northbound, that's stop and go from 76 into Broad Street. Through Norristown, DeKalb Street northbound is closed between Brown Street and Logan Street. That is because of water main work. You're going to be detoured around the scene. No big problems on any of the bridges over the Delaware River. Through South Jersey, just some heavy volume. 42 southbound from 130 into 295, and 295 southbound slows from 30 into the 42 freeway.
Staples helps your business with everything from office essentials to health essentials at amazing prices. This week, get 40% back in rewards when you spend $75 on ink or $175 on toner. Ends 8/15. Exclusions apply. See stores staples.com/40 in rewards. Staples.
For more traffic information, log on to sigalert.com. I'm Brendan Joseph with your Philadelphia area traffic.
It's Happy Hour with Sincerely Sarita right now on Word Radio and wordradio.com.
Be alone. I don't wanna stay here on my own. Every time that I look, there's another headline on my phone. Yeah, the world needs some loving. There's so much gone bad. Didn't know just how good that we had it. So tell me something nice, give me something to right these wrongs. The chaos has gotten to my head. Like water, it fills with regret. What a time to be alive. Are we all just pretending that the world isn't ending? I'm afraid that I ain't done enough. And if we go up above, I never learned how to love. Maybe this is a sign. Baby, wouldn't you just like to know? We ain't living this right. There was only so far we could go. The trauma has gotten to my head. Like water, it fills with regret. What a time to be alive. Are we all just pretending that the world isn't ending? I'm afraid that I ain't done enough. And if we go up above, I never learned how to love. And maybe we're caught in a game of throwing the best things away. It's about the right time for a change. Oh, until we learn to understand, we'll go back around this again and again. What a time to be alive. Are we all just pretending that the world isn't ending? I'm afraid that I ain't done enough. And if we go up above, I never learned how to love.
I know, and I wanna talk about it, and I know you don't. I've been holding guard for so long, and I don't know where to start.
You're back listening to Happy Hour on WURD Radio 96.1 FM 900 AM. Breaking news that we shared before we went to break. Presidential hopeful Joe Biden has selected, he's made this announcement, he selected Senator Kamala Harris as his running mate. So we are looking at now a Biden-Harris ticket for November. So call in. Let me know where you at with it. How you feeling? 215-634-8065. Toll free, 866-361-0900. Shout out to all the folks who hit me up, me and Kayla J up, texting like, hey, I know you on air. Biden made his pick. Biden. Yeah. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to y'all listening, knowing, you know, the times that we're on air and all of that good stuff. We was on it. So when it dropped, Kayla was like, it's time. So we got it and appreciate each and every one of you for that. So the phone lines are open. And we have Brittany on line 1, Diane on line 2. So let's go to Brittany first. Hey, Brittany, thanks for calling in to Happy Hour. What's going on? What's on your mind?
So I really just wanted to answer, I wanted to answer the question of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that first of all, we talk about self-awareness a lot. So you have to first identify the kind of person that you are before you either decide to take a job with more money and just for the pay. So personally, I know myself, and I know that if I don't like a place, I underperform. I'm not doing my job correctly. I'm like spacing out probably, or my emotions. I could be having so many emotions worked up inside of myself, but maybe no one knows it. And so I know personally for myself, it's not healthy for me. Yeah. It's not good for my mental health. So, and I've had jobs where I've had both of those experiences where I've had more pay, but I hated it. And then I've had jobs where I enjoyed myself, but I got a little bit less. So for me personally, I would definitely choose the latter.
Okay.
And I know personally with that job, it was around children. I was able to be more creative around children and just more happy around children. So that was something that really stuck out for me, your question. So
yeah, no, I appreciate you, Brittany. And Loves, if you missed the question of the day, it's, would you rather work at a great paying job that you hate or an okay paying job that you love, and why? Which one would you prefer? And I love what Brittany, that point that she brought up, that first and foremost, the most important thing is self-awareness. And even when we were having this discussion with my little cousin, that was one of the first things I mentioned, was like, I have to be real about how I am, right? And I don't do well in toxic work environments. I'm gonna be real. It's just, it's not going to fare well. And one of the things that I prioritize is my peace, my sanity, my mental health wellness. So yeah, when the environment starts to get very toxic, it becomes very problematic. And so no amount of money for me personally is worth that, especially when it comes to my physical health, because yes, stress can definitely affect your health. So yeah. Shout out to our folks over on social who chimed in too. Nakia said, depends on the level of hate, but I go with the former. Can't pay my bills with love. Plus, I hate parts of every job I have, so I might as well get paid handsomely. Candy said, see with me, I'll stay with the higher paying job only because my goal is to fully be my own boss. I fully don't like any job unless I'm working for myself, so I look at it more as a step to get to where I'm going. And that was one thing that I also brought up in our conversation, was, having that, either that exit strategy or that level up strategy, like whichever one it's going to be, depending on which situation you're in. You just got to know why you're doing what you're doing and what the next step is. That plays a major part. And I think that comes after the level of self-awareness that Brittany spoke to. But let's go back to the phone lines to Diane on line 2. Hello. Are you there?
Hello, yes, Diane. I'm sorry. Sarita, I'm so nervous. I'm calling about you, Diane.
How you doing? What's on your mind?
I'm good. Your question for the day, I like that question. I would rather take a job that's paying less and I'm making it than a job that's paying a lot of money, then I'm miserable and coming home miserable, because that affects my family. And I know if I manage, I'm going to be all right on a job that's going to make me happy. Gotcha. But I want to answer about, I'm not surprised. Let me tell you something. With that man in office, I don't care if he picked a dog who's running me. We got to get this man out of office. You hear me? We can't, look, the house is on fire, and we got to get this country back stabilized. I'm not happy with Biden either, but he have experience. So we have to get this country stabilized. And I don't think 4 years is going to hurt us for what we have in here, because it's like, Sarita, this is life and death. We talk about the future of our children. And we don't think about nothing else. Think about the children. You know what I'm saying? So we are in trouble. I just don't care who he picked. I don't care if he didn't pick nobody. We need this man in office out of here. Because if we don't, we're going to have another 4 years of Trump. And that's going to be life and death, because he don't care about none of us.
Gotcha. Listen, I hear you, Ms. Diane. Thank you so much for bringing that perspective to the table. And shout out to everyone who's chiming in over on Word TV on on either one of these topics. There's yeah, y'all getting it popping over here. So Michael said, Michael shared the announcement. So Michael, appreciate you. Malcolm said, never work a job you hate. Herman said, sincerely, your intro dialogue was very, very sweet, warm, and congenial. However, there was no emotion or feeling in your pronouncement of the first black woman VP pick. Perhaps it should have been a drum roll. That is big, big news. Oh, well, I'm ecstatic. I guess part of it is because I'm not surprised. I mean, he said that's what he intended to do. If we're going to talk about what the black woman has always been, and as a black woman knowing what we've always been when it comes to voting the Democratic Party or just the creation of the universe and birthing all of y'all. Yeah, no, I'm not surprised in that regard. I wasn't surprised that it was necessarily Senator Kamala Harris. I think a lot of us expected that. I don't think any of that takes away from the historic nature of this. And there's no, lack of sincerity in announcing that. I mean, it is what it is. And now it's about, well, all right, so what does this mean for us? What does this mean for our community, for how we about to show up at the polls, for what our agenda is, for our expectations for them? Like, I'm in that mode right now. Like, okay, cool, we got that. Because at this point, we done seen boxes checked. We done seen historic boxes be checked and nothing changed. So, all right, we got a black woman that's on the ticket. And just to give some background on the historic nature of this, she's 55, first black woman and the first person of Indian descent to be nominated for national office by a major party. She's only the fourth woman in history to be chosen for one of their presidential tickets. And so, just according to New York Times and a lot of pundits, what she brings to the race is a quote unquote far more vigorous campaign style than Mr. Biden's, including a gift for capturing moments of raw political electricity on the debate stage and elsewhere, and a personal identity and family story that many find inspiring. So this is what it is right now. And I want to know, what does that mean for you all? What does this mean for the way that you're going to show up and vote or not? Because we was talking about this yesterday. And I said then, I really don't know how we go about having these conversations when it comes to folks within our community who really just don't feel valued or seen, and therefore don't see the value in voting, right, in our vote. I was on Twitter and saw a tweet. Shout out to Ania Williams. She's at Opera Queenie. And one of the things that she said is that what I need y'all to do is know that your vote in November, if that even happens, is your moment to get on the bus. It is not the end destination. And that kind of was coming from a place of, she had a whole thread, a tweet thread going. But she said that in so many words, we have to be mindful of how we view our elected officials and how we view just the voting process in general. And that instead of looking for this perfect candidate or, some social justice savior, that we view elected officials as political transport, right? Like as a bus that can get us closer to or further from our destination. And so to apply that concept or mindset, that frame of perspective to the present day, when you're looking at a Trump or a Biden, one of those two buses, which one are you most likely to get on that's going to bring you closer to where you're trying to get to, where you feel like this country needs to be moving towards? And I think like maybe that might be a good way to engage the conversation, especially with new voters, but with folks who are 18 to 25, even those who are beyond those ages, but maybe are not as civically engaged, to really start to think about it or reframe it like that. I don't know. It resonated with me. So I wanted to put that out there. We have phone lines lit up. So Kayla J, I don't know. You want to take a break, take some calls? Let's take some calls. All right. So on line 3, we have, we want to go to 1. All right. We have Willie on line 1. Hey, Willie, what's on your mind?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I am ecstatic. I am excited. I am overjoyed. I am very, very pleased. As a proud graduate of Howard University, Kamala Harris was 2 years behind me when I was at Howard. I graduated in '86. She was 2 years behind me. I think she will bring historically black college graduates and those people of color to the ballot. I think she will combat and counteract Trump's claim that Biden is pro-crime and is going to sink the nation because she was the district attorney in Oakland and she was the attorney general for the state of California. So I am just ecstatic. I am very proud. I hope people of color, all people of color, because she brings a wealth of intelligence, education. I don't know if you remember it, but our former president, the great Barack Obama, said she is the most gorgeous attorney general. He had to walk that back when it came out. But when a person comes on TV, you want to see someone who looks like you. So for people who are of color, people who attend a historically black college like Howard, like Morehouse, like Spelman, like Cheney, like Lincoln, like Fisk.
Gotcha.
You know that, first of all, one of her big bills that she successfully passed, was she got millions and millions of dollars for historically black colleges and universities as senator in the United States of America. And it will counteract the statements coming out of the 45 that Biden is pro-crime. Because she was the attorney general.
Gotcha.
Did she make some decisions that we might find problematic? Most definitely. But as an attorney general, that's what her job is to do.
Okay, gotcha. I appreciate that insight. Let's take a call on line 2. We have Michael on line 2. Hey, Michael, what's on your mind?
Good afternoon.
Hello.
I am as well ecstatic. She's our sister, and she gets, I don't know her personally. I hear the negative comments about her, but as far as I'm concerned, she gets an opportunity to be forgiven as a black man and just a black person. This is monumental for our people. And I get the whole Barack Obama. You know, I supported that brother. Primarily because he was black, all right? You know, I'm an activist out of the 70s, so I'm going to support my people. But this right here, for me, you know, coming out of the 70s, being 63 years old, I ain't letting nobody say nothing that's going to dampen the spirit of this happening. This is a fantastic thing. This is a bright, intelligent sister, and she can be the example for so many of our black women, so many of our black young girls. It's just nothing but good that's coming out of it. And as it regards the big picture for the country, it is what it is.
Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. I see the calls are still coming in, so and just so y'all know, if you want to call in, 215-634-8065. That is the hotline number. Again, 215-634-8065. You can also call in toll free, 866-361-0900. Again, 866-361-0900. I see our folks over on Word TV via Facebook Live tuned in. I will be sharing your commentary as well, and appreciate you all for joining our on-air conversation from online. It's Talent Tuesday. It's Thankful Tuesday, and I think it's safe to say that a lot of you all, from what I'm hearing, are feeling thankful about this pick. Joe Biden, he's announced presidential hopeful Joe Biden has announced Senator Kamala Harris as his running mate. So we have a Biden-Harris ticket that is now in full effect. You're listening to Happy Hour on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM, 900 AM. I'm your host, Sincerely Sarita. We'll be back after these messages.
What's up, everyone? I know you know the word. No, not the station, but this word. J-O-B, that is. And our friends at Amoroso's Baking Company are hiring right now. Amoroso's has been baking the delicious bread in our community for over 100 years, and they want you to join their team today. The old and the young love Amoroso's, and they are hiring right now. Check it out. They offer fair pay and provide health, dental, and prescription plans after 90 days employment. Call 856-754-0355 or visit amorososbaking.com for details.
Keystone First VIP Choice HMO SNP Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan has a 4 out of 5 star rating and is one of the highest rated Medicare plans in the region. Keystone First VIP Choice and you are better together. If you live in Philadelphia, Bucks, Chester, Montgomery, or Delaware County, and you have both Medicare and Medicaid, choose the Medicare plan that is working to help you get better care. Enjoy extra benefits at no cost to you with Keystone First VIP Choice. You get benefits like dental, vision, and transportation to and from your medical appointments. They also cover a fitness membership to a gym of your choice. $150 toward over-the-counter pharmacy items. There's no copay for doctor's visits. They offer a large provider network, a great prescription plan, dental coverage, and even eyeglasses. Plus, you don't have to wait for open enrollment. You can change your coverage every quarter. Keystone First VIP Choice. The name you trust, the service you deserve. Call Keystone First VIP Choice today at 1-877-686-1760 or visit KeystoneFirstVIPChoice.com. Support independent black media and join the onWURD movement now at 215-425-7875 or visit wordradio.com. It's Happy Hour with Sincerely Sarita right now on onWURD Radio and wordradio.com.
About the business, man, yeah, got me spinning, man, yeah, got me spinning. Oh, let it go, man, yeah, I'm addicted. First time went by and by, a year later, boy, still flicking. Orlando Magic got me shacked up, quarter gallon got me backed up, trap music got me masked up, and on the gas, boy, still hitting. And these women be attractive, 40 million be attractive. Apostle Paul got me seeing clear when the water near the boy still dipping. Oh, this my opening, release that dopamine. Down that road for me, the Christ that hope for me, came and spoke to me, yeah, you're showing me all I believe in this tonight, and it's just a force of the habit. It's right in my face, so I grab it. It's right in my way as a pass. Right at the bar, so I glass it. It's a classic, it's time like it landed. All of the time, gotta have it. It's right in my way as a pass. Right at the bar, so I glass it. It's a classic, it's time, I'm nasty. Right in my way, gotta pass it. It's right in my way as a pass. Right at the bar, so I glass it. It's a classic, it's time like it landed. All of the time, gotta have it. It's right in my way as I pass. And right for the altar to cast it on the shoulders of my Lord. Right in my way as I pass. Right in the altar to cast it on the shoulders of my Lord. Oh, it's just a lack of my passion. All of these years I've been asking for the fire Elijah brought Adam. 400 prophets in casket. All of my bread in the basket. All of my family active. All of my enemies reacting. All of my faith work in action. Right now I'm laying this backwards. How much money does it take to fix these breaks? These raised stakes over canyons and the earthquake. His first words done turned into his first date. This next check gon' feel me like my first plate. My first love been on deck and it can't wait. Gotta let it go, I've been holding, baby, my curve straight. And I'm an addict to the vision. Clean living I've been missing. Pulled left from the mission. Man, yeah, about to end it. Big knife out the kitchen, cut it. Man, yeah, about to end it. Man, yeah, about to bend it. Man, yeah, got me spinning. Man, yeah, got me spinning. Oh, let it go, man, yeah, I'm addicted. First time went by and by, a year later, boy, still flicking. Orlando Magic got me shacked up. Quarter gallon got me backed up. Trap music got me masked up. And on the gas, boy, still hitting. And these women be attractive.
You're back listening to Happy Hour on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM, 900 AM. Phone lines are litty. y'all. Just y'all know why. I'm sure many of you have already heard, but if you haven't already and are just tuning in, presidential hopeful Joe Biden has selected Senator Kamala Harris as his VP pick. And so if you have thoughts on that, reactions to it, call in. We want to hear from you. 215-634-8065. Again, 215-634-8065. You can also call in toll free, 866-361-0900. Again, 866-361-0900. Going to the phone lines right now. Let's go to line 3. We have Hembe on line 3. Hey, Hembe, thank you for your patience. What's on your mind?
Because I think he should have picked you as a VP.
Who? Oh,
he should have picked you as a VP.
No, that's not my ministry.
But listen, this is a very calculated move. So you're pretty much going to get the first female woman president right now by two options. Either she's going to run 2024, or Biden might do 2 years and bounce, and let her take the spot and kind of prepare her for 2024. But it's a very good move because she resonates with white women, she resonates with African American, she resonates with higher education, people who have higher education, and she comes from the largest state, which has the highest delegate. That's California. That's the biggest prize right there. The question that I have right now is, it's a huge move which kind of put Trump and Pence on the defensive. Now, the question is Trump going to dump Pence and get someone like Nikki Haley to get that woman vote, black woman vote?
Gotcha.
So that's, it's a huge, I'm happy. I'm going to vote for her. I'm going to vote for Joe Biden, but it's a very calculated move, and I think it is up to us right now to take advantage of this opportunity. We need to let fire under her feet and under Joe Biden's feet and have a contract with America that's going to deal with gentrification in our urban cities, that's going to deal with consent decree, that's going to deal with unemployment, that's going to deal with redlining, that's going to deal with HBCU, which is where she graduated from. So the moment is on. If you lose this opportunity, it's our fault.
Gotcha. Appreciate you, Hembe.
But thank you. But he should have picked you as a VP.
I might have to humbly say no on that one. No, you too. Yeah, y'all know darn well I don't have no business even in that arena. I'm just here to talk with y'all, to talk with my folks here at Happy Hour. Let's go to George on line 1. Hey, George, thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
And I do thank you for allowing me to get on the station, and I just want to say thank you very much, everyone. The other persuasion didn't want an Aunt Jemima. Well, they can call her an Aunt Jemima. Joe opened the door. She's going to take over. She knows the culture. She knows the crooks. She's coming on crime people. Yeah, I can't sit on my porch. I can't walk down the street. I'm an old man. But with a person like her in there, all of you crooks better get it straight, go to school, learn something, get a trade, get an education, get a job, do something. But she's coming. She got my 3 yeses.
All right.
Case closed.
All right, George. Listen, y'all, I had to take a moment to process it. I was trying to figure. I needed to know where George was going with it. He came out the gate like, I'm like, wait, Aunt Jemima, who? Where? No, but I definitely appreciate that perspective, George. I want to switch over just really quick. Again, the phone lines are open, 215-634-8065 and toll free 866-361-0900. I want to switch gears just a bit to go over to our Word TV over on Facebook Live, get some feedback from over there. Michael said, congratulations, Kamala Harris. Let's forgive our sister and give her an opportunity to help this country and our communities. Carlos said, I always knew that Joe Biden would choose Kamala Harris as his VP. Shalana said, I am voting and welcoming both of them. Congratulations, Kamala Harris. Cynthia said, Professor Aaron told us last week it was going to be Kamala. He had, as he likes to say, the receipts. And Shalana added, you can call Biden president. Malcolm said, Kamala is a good pick. Now let's get out the vote for the blue. So appreciate each and every one of you for chiming in and giving your perspective on it. Let's go to Lola on line 2. Hey, Lola, thanks for calling in. What's on your mind? Oh, we got you there? You there? Did we lose you? Okay, I think we might have lost Lola. We still have line 4? Okay, so let's go to Carlos on line 4. Hey, Carlos, what's going on? Oh, we might have lost.
Hello?
All right. Hey.
Yeah, that I got sent on Facebook, yeah. I always knew, because I kept saying, I hope you do choose her. Because ain't she the one that said she was trying to get all the politicians to help her agree to giving everybody like $2,000 a month in a stimulus for their life? That's what they were saying. I don't know how true that is. But anyway, I kept saying that. I hope he do choose her. Because in the back of my mind, I said, wait a minute, he might end up choosing her. Because at one point, everybody thought that it was going to be either Cory Booker or Joe Biden or Oprah Winfrey and Joe Biden. And I remember that. I remember that from last year, way last year.
Right. Everybody's got their perspectives on, or had their perspectives on that. Now there's no need to speculate anymore. We know what it is. It's a Biden-Harris ticket. And the question for me is, or do folks plan to get out and vote for this ticket? Is that going to be the case?
Now, if something happened to him, she become president, right?
Yep.
Now, I'm just wondering, who would she choose as her vice president? Would it be Oprah Winfrey?
Oprah already said she's not. She already made that clear. So Oprah already said that's not me, y'all. Stop that. So we know for a fact, at least at this point, that's not going to be the case. Want to get in some more calls? Oh, we got Lola back. Okay, so yeah, let's take Lola on line 2. Lola, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you beautifully.
Okay.
How are you?
All right. Thanks so much. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say I don't want to be a pessimist. I've heard everybody talking and everybody's excited. It feels like me almost when we were younger and you asked your mom for the hottest sneakers and you got the Bobos. I'm going to still wear them and I'm going to be appreciative. But I was looking for Karen Bass because this woman, Karen Bass, has a proven record of fighting for African American rights, being on the front line. So, like I said, I'm going to vote for her. I'm going to vote for the ticket, of course, because we need Trump out. But her record has not been proven of backing African Americans, as everybody is saying. I'm just kind of torn. I mean, my vote is for them. But, I don't want to, when I say this, I don't want to sound bad or whatever, but a lot of people are married to other people of different races. And then where is the real fight for black people? And I haven't seen that from her. I don't really have seen her come out and say that she is a black woman. She has put more black people in jail as a prosecutor in California, and people need to look at her record. So I hope that this will be her time to redeem herself, because we all should get a second or third chance. So I hope she redeems herself and gets out there and hopefully does more than Obama was allowed to do. Because the vice president doesn't really do much. We can see that. They do a little bit, but they really take direction from the president. So hopefully she will push him to do the things that we need him to do in the African-American community. Because Biden wouldn't be there if it wasn't black people. And we need to make him realize that, and we need to put that in her ear to make her realize, to push him that.
Gotcha.
Because we can't just have these symbols up there, and because she's a black woman, we all happy. No, get the work done.
I think that's a good place to drop the mic and take a break. And I appreciate that perspective. And I think your perspective and analysis it echoes what I know personally I have heard, concerns I've heard just in conversations on a day-to-day basis around, the wonderful, exciting, historical nature of having a black woman VP. But that also, we're at such a critical point in history, in our community, in this country, where it's about the work. It's like we need the folks that are going to do the work. So phone lines are still open. I know folks are still calling in and waiting. We appreciate your patience. Stay on the lines. We got to take this break. When we come back on the other side, we'll pick up the phone lines. And then also I'll be welcoming my guest, Queen Joe, because on a whole nother side, when we're talking about women and women empowerment and all this other stuff, we're going to get into that on a Talent Tuesday side with two women who have been making, well, I guess waves would be a good way to describe it. WAP waves. You're listening to Happy Hour on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM, 900 AM. I'm your host, Sincerely Sarita. We'll be back after these messages.
Start your day with Daybreak. Hosted by Halana. Weekdays 6 a.m. till 7 a.m. Exclusively on Word Radio. 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Streaming live at wordradio.com and on the Word Radio app.
Do you need health insurance for your children? The Children's Health Insurance Program, also known as CHIP, provides quality, affordable health insurance for Pennsylvania kids. CHIP ensures that kids can go to the doctor, receive health screenings and vaccines, and get what they need to live a healthy childhood. Families can be covered by CHIP no matter how much money they make. If you've experienced a recent change in employment or income, CHIP may be a good option for your family. Visit chipcoverspakids.com to apply or learn more.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Show some love for your favorite neighborhood with Word Radio. It's the Summer of Freedom Virtual Neighborhood Love Tour. Mondays and Thursdays now through August 20th from 1 p.m. till 2:30 p.m. Shining a light on Philadelphia's neighborhoods with a focus on neighborhood history, Philadelphia's freedom fighters, and community resources that are helping to shape the city's future. Mondays with the rapping professor Dr. Aaron Smith and Thursdays with Andrea Lawful Sanders. It's the Summer of Freedom Virtual Neighborhood Love Tour. Mondays and Thursdays 1 p.m. till 2:30 p.m. exclusively on Word Radio. 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Streaming live on wordradio.com, the Word Radio app, and on Word TV via YouTube and Facebook. The Summer of Freedom Virtual Neighborhood Love Tour is sponsored by Wells Fargo and Pico.
Hi, I'm Amine. Sometimes starting a conversation with a friend about mental health can feel awkward, but your support can make a huge difference. You know your friends best, so if you feel like something's wrong, trust your instinct and reach out. Learn how to start the conversation at seizetheawkward.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the JED Foundation.
Home of the Happy Hour. The Happy Hour. With Sincerely Sarita. This is Word Radio. 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD Philadelphia. Streaming live at wordradio.com and on the Word Radio app.
You're back listening to Happy Hour on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM, 900 AM. I'm your host, Sincerely Sarita. Going back to these phone lines because they still lit up, which we figured would be the case because we definitely had some major breaking news with presidential hopeful Joe Biden announcing that Senator Kamala Harris is his VP pick. So let's go to, where we at? One. Let's go to Maurice on line one. Hey, Maurice, what's going on?
Hey, sister, how's everything?
Good. Can you do me a favor and turn your radio down in the back? Because we got that echo coming.
I turn it off.
There we go.
Yes, I have a question. I have a few questions in the statement. What did your caller George mean when he said that she's not an answer mama and that you criminals better go to school and you better do your homework because she's coming for you? What is he saying?
The vibe that I got from it was that she's going to appeal to the tough on crime folks, the folks who want to feel safe in their communities, that she brings that balance to it. When he said the statement as well, that was something that I also mentioned after the fact of like trying to make sure I was processing it all. But what did you take from it?
Well, George telling you her history.
Mm-hmm.
That's she telling you her history against black people, that she did against black people. And this few months ago, a man was 2 weeks from being lethal injection because her office set on paperwork that could exonerate him, and they suppressed it. That's what George's talking about.
That's your perspective on what he was talking about. No, I said that's your perspective on what he was talking about.
That's my perspective. That's what he did. If you read her history, her records tell you that. That she put an anti-truancy bill in, where she was locking up the parents for the kids whether they was going to school or not. So that's the history. So when the sister got on and said, check her history out, she have a whole list of history. But my thing is, let's wait and see what California say. The state of California been having a campaign against her for the last month. You know, with the law professors out there in the schools and different things. So I'm going to sit back and wait and see what the pundits say. And let's see what the black people say and the Latinos say out in California. Because that's an important state. They got to be one. And they're going to be determined to make the decision. Because everybody get one vote. So they will be determined to see if that decision being made, her winning California. And then you got to look around across the rest of the country, how people have been affected by that bill and by the laws they put in place to incarcerate.
So how does this affect what you're going to do?
What's it going to affect what I'm going to do? It affected greatly. Because I was one of the ones who was victimized by that bill. It's going to affect it greatly.
So with this particular ticket, are you more inclined to vote for them or no?
No, I don't see. Gotcha. I'm going to vote, but not for them. I'm not going to vote. I'll vote down a ticket, but not them. I can't see you enslaving my people. You slaughter my people. You two put 2 million people, African Americans, in jail on biases. Now, I'm not saying because you're a prosecutor. If you do something wrong, you get prosecuted. I'm saying everybody, as you talk about the young lady, everybody have a right to due process and fairness. Not because you're a prosecutor, but fairness.
Gotcha.
And if you lose, you lose. But you're supposed to be treated fairly. And she have a long history of hiding evidence that could exonerate people.
So do you feel that they would be worse, that ticket would be worse for a country than Trump?
The people are going to speak up. The street going to speak up.
No. I'm saying you.
In my opinion,
yeah.
I know the street. See, when you look at what the people in the street been effective, we talking about the people don't have a voices, but they know who incarcerate them. They're going to speak up.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you. All right, I appreciate it, Maurice. I think this is like, these are the continued conversations that we're going to have. And like, even with thinking about how we frame the conversation around voting, particularly in this election. And that's kind of what I was speaking to earlier in terms of the bus, looking at elected officials as political transport, right? In terms of where we're trying to get to. We know that any vote that is not for Trump or not for Biden, you're splitting it. right? And is that something that we can afford to do right now? A lot of people feel like, no, that's not. And so what do we do with that? What do we do with the folks who, in this moment fully believe that, like, I can't get behind that ticket? Doesn't mean I won't either exercise my right to vote or that I'm not voting at all. What does that mean for our community then? Because, like, if we're looking at it purely from a political standpoint, any vote that's not for Biden and Harris and not for Trump is split and takes away from their ticket. It takes away from their chances. Right? So this is that family internal work that we got to really dig into within the next month or two for this election. That's really, like, important work that we've got to do before November. Let's go to Jacob on line 2. Hey, Jacob. Oh, we got it?
Hello?
Is it Jacob?
Hello? No, this is Malcolm.
Oh, hey, Malcolm on line 3. Yeah. All right, Malcolm, what's going on? Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, the last 2 callers stole some of my thunder, but I think all things considered right now, we got to do everything we can, to get Trump out of there. And I have some mixed feelings about Kamala, but she's still a good pick because she was in the running. I didn't know enough about her until later in the game, so I did some reading. And one thing, I'm still worried about getting our people energized to get out there. And like the last caller was saying, as far as people in the street, but that's for who we need. It's the younger people out here in the streets to get energized to go out. So I like Kamala, the way she handled herself in Washington prior to me knowing about some of her history in California. So all I can say is we'll see, but it's a crucial time, so I mean, I got to go with the ticket. I mean, because the alternative is horrible.
Gotcha. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Malcolm. Let's go with Jacob on line 2. Hey, Jacob.
Hey, peace be unto you, Sister Sarita. How you doing?
To you as well. I'm well and hope the same for you.
Yeah, Sarita, you could put Jesus the Christ in there, and some people will have a problem with it. That's one thing about I love my people, man. But, I'm just saying, man, if we understand who's in the White House and what he's doing to us, they keep talking about what she did and all this stuff. Well, she was in the position that she was, and she made some decisions. It might not be what a person wanted, right? But see, my mom used to say that if you don't like jail, stay out of trouble, right? So I understand a lot of things. I mean, I love my people, but I'm telling you, we some of the hardest people to please on the planet. After going through 400 years of it should be a no-brainer. You say that I'm not going to vote for the top of the ticket. I'm going to go down. So you throwing your vote away, and you'd rather have a Klansman in there rather than because you don't like she made some laws against somebody who was in jail. That doesn't even make sense to me. But again, I said this, Sister Sarita, if one black person don't vote, we only 12%, white people should put Trump out. If they say they love democracy, freedom, what we enjoy in this America, they shouldn't even depend on us to get a man like Trump out of there. But surely we ain't come this far to be stupid, okay? He's going with Kamala Harris. That's the ticket. And, if a person don't like it, so be it. But, stop discouraging people, because some people listen to this crap. The street, I got news for you. If Trump get it again, you ain't, you think it's bad now? Wait until you ain't allowed to have talk radio where you can put your opinion up and stuff like that. And you come up missing. when he sent a squad to, like in Russia, you say something against Putin, you just come up missing, and they never see you again. So you think it's bad now, act like you don't know, and let this man get another 4 years, and you ain't seen nothing yet. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Shout out to our folks over on Word TV via Facebook Live. Jacqueline said, good evening. Professor Aaron also said she was not a great of choice for us. Paula added, congratulations, Representative Kamala Harris. She seemed like the right choice for this time. I think that last piece, that's the piece that we got to get into. For this time. This time, we talking about what we want the next 4 years to look like, y'all. We're not talking about the entire future of the country. We talking about if you really feel like we in a hole right now, that we are in the sunken place. We talking about how we gonna get out of that. Who's more likely to help the country and our people overall get out the sunken place over the course of the next 4 years? If you feel like nothing about the last 4 have been normal, which ticket is likely to get us closer to normal? Closer to something that you can recognize, even, and let's be real, like normal, quite frankly, is out the window. But even if that normal, it's going to come with, everything ain't going to be fixed overnight. We know that. But even with that being the case, which way are we trying to swing the pendulum right now? And I'm not saying this to try to convince anybody of anything. Like, the end of the day, it is a democracy. You can do what you want with your vote, right? If we have problems with the systems, that means we also have to be mindful about who we place in the systems. But that whole idea of what's right, being the right choice for this time, we're talking about this time. And to, I feel Jacob's point, we're talking about someone in office that I don't think in the entire course of being a host here at WURD and a guest host here at WURD, I don't think I've ever heard any of you all call in and say, I think Trump is doing an amazing job. I think Trump is for the people. I think Trump has done the African-American and Black community amazing. I would love for him to see another 4 years. I have not heard any of you all ever say that. Never heard y'all say that. And so I just want to make sure, like, we do understand that then means if we start splitting the votes, that's likely what you're going to end up experiencing for the next 4 years is someone that it seems many of you all have not been happy with for the past 4 years. And even if you don't vote for Harris and Biden, whoever you vote for is not getting it. Like, that we know. That's not happening. It's going to be one of these two. And so for the, when you're looking at the right choice for this time, who is that for you? And I get, you got to do your research. You got to do your research, period. Like, there's only so much that hosts can do, that talking heads and pundits and folks out in California, there's only so much that they can add to. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to decide. All right, this is what I know about this person. This is what I know about their track record. This is what XYZ. If we're going to talk about Kamala Harris's track record, okay, let's look at if that is a really deciding factor for why you are not going to vote for Biden Harris. I mean, we also should be looking at just alone Trump's record in office and out of office, which in office has piled up, okay, piled up crazy, ridiculously. That's not even him, you know, on a real estate front. That's not even him taking out full page ads and leveraging his wealth and whatever else the case may be to do what he did. So we just got to keep all this in mind. If we're going to talk track records, then all right, let's talk it then. For this time, what's the right choice for this time right now? Malcolm said, I see you looking at the camera, Sarita. Yes, for this time. For real, because I'm talking to y'all. It's great being able to see, you know, have folks be able to see and engage in this conversation. But feel free to call in. Let me know what you're thinking. I got to get to my next guest, which I'm just letting y'all know now. We're going to be shifting gears a little bit. We about to get off this politics soapbox and get into some more Talent Tuesday focused information. Julia just actually chimed in on Facebook. She said Democrats have the ticket and it's what it is. More importantly, it's about strategy at this time. I am not going to vote based on what happened 10 to 20 years ago. Never to throw away my vote. Appreciate you, Julia, for chiming in on that. So yeah, we're getting ready to take this break. When we come back on the other side, though, I'm going to be chatting with my girl, Queen Joe, because, you know, when we're talking about women, you know, being in positions of power or breaking ground, being empowered, this is a major conversation on the political side, but it's also a really hot conversation right now in terms of the music industry, specifically with two artists, two femcs who dropped a record on Friday called WAP, Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. And I want to shout out Envy McKee, who guest hosted tonight on Word yesterday evening. She touched on this and kind of gave her thoughts, and I think there may have been some other hosts who may have touched on it over the course of the last couple of days. But I'm going to be chatting with Queen Joe, who is a femc. I want to get her perspective on it, share a bit of mine, and keep this Talent Tuesday rolling. So stay tuned. You're listening to Happy Hour on WURD. We'll be back after these messages.
Now, a traffic update on Word Radio.
A bit busy this afternoon on the Philly roads. This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Heading westbound on the Schuylkill Expressway, jammed traffic as you go between Vera Avenue and the Vine Expressway. One lane blocked by construction, only one lane is getting by. Further west, it jams City Avenue out to the Conshohocken curve. That's because of a disabled vehicle now moved off to the shoulder. Eastbound on the Schuylkill Expressway, it is stop and go as you head from 476 into Gladwin. Jams again Penrose into Packer Avenue with construction in the left lane. Vine Expressway westbound jamming 8th Street into the Schuylkill Expressway, and on I-95 northbound it jams the Betsy Ross Bridge to Bridge Street, southbound from Compton to Bridge Street through construction. It's stop and go on the Boulevard northbound as well from Wissahickon Avenue into Broad Street. In Norristown, DeKalb Street northbound shut down between Brown Street and Logan Street, and because of a water main break you're going to be detoured around the seam. Bridges over the Delaware River are looking pretty good. In South Jersey, it's stop and go 42 southbound from the Walt Whitman Bridge into 295. 295 southbound's heavy from 30 into the 42 freeway.
Staples helps your business with everything from office essentials to health essentials at amazing prices. This week, get 40% back in rewards when you spend $75 on ink or $175 on toner. Ends 8/15. Exclusions apply. See stores staples.com/40 in rewards. Staples.
For more traffic information, log on to SIGAlert.com. I'm Brendan Joseph with your Philadelphia area traffic.
Check out the Source lineup on Word Radio. Mondays, get ready for the rapping professor, Dr. Aaron Smith. On Tuesdays, it's Andrea Lawful Sanders. Then on Wednesdays, it's the Black Women's Leadership Council. On Thursdays, it's a second helping of Andrea Lawful Sanders. And on Fridays, it's Tiffany Bacon. Don't miss the Source. Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. and Fridays, 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Exclusively on Word Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD. Streaming live on wordradio.com and on the Word Radio app.
This message is from the Philadelphia Department of Public Health. COVID-19 is still a threat in our communities, but we can all do something simple to help stop the spread. It's critically important to wear a mask or face covering whenever you're in public or around others. Yes, even while social distancing. Wearing a mask shows you care for yourself and your community and is essential to slowing the spread of COVID-19. So love yourself, love your neighbors, wear a mask.
No fear, just facts. This is WURD, independent black media.
Always Best Care is a great place to work.
Flexibility,
leadership, purpose,
great benefits.
There's never a dull moment.
Diversity, inclusion, compasión.
We love our jobs. If you're looking for a great place to work, you can join our compassionate Team Green. You can apply online at teamgreenabc.com or call 267-909-9248.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Now, it's happy hour with Sincerely Sarita right now on Word Radio and WordRadio.com. Grab your mic. It's time for Kayla J's Karaoke Song of the Day.
And I am telling you, I'm not going. You're the best man I'll ever know. There's no way I can ever go. No, no, there's no way. No, 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 no way. I'm living without you. I'm not living without you. I don't wanna be free. I'm staying. I'm you. You're gonna love me. Oh, you're gonna love me. And I am telling you, I'm not going. Even though there are times I show there's just no way, that's no way. We're part of the same place. We're part of the same time. We both share the same blood. We both have the same mind. And time, we've had so much to share. No, 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 no way. I'm not waking up tomorrow morning and finding that there's nobody there. Darling, there's no way. No, 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 no way. I'm living without you. I'm not living without you. You see, there's just no way. There's no way. Please don't go away from me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay on me. Stay on me. Please stay on me. Be some man. Try and miss her. Try and miss her. I know you can. Tie down the mountain, yeah, scream and shout. You can say what you want. I'm not walking out. Stop all the rivers, push, strike, and kill. I'm not gonna leave ya. There's no way I will. And I am telling you, I'm not going. You're the best man I'll ever know. There's no way I could ever go. No, there's no way.
You're back listening to WURD Radio 96.1 FM, 900 AM. Happy Talent Tuesday, y'all. So yeah, we've been having some lively discussion around presidential hopeful Joe Biden's announcement of Senator Kamala Harris as his running mate. Folks are still chiming in over on Facebook Live via Word TV. David said, backward Negroes celebrate a white woman in black skin. Her record on criminal justice is terrible. Joe Biden, author of the crime bill, disproportionately hurting people of color. I'll never vote for this ticket. Coons trying to encourage black people to vote for this ticket. Absolutely no difference between Trump and Biden. David, appreciate you chiming in. What we're not going to do is get into the name calling, no, bro. That's where you at, fall back. Period. That's just an all. We're not doing that. Definitely here for your perspective. Definitely here for your opinion. Not here for your disrespect. With that said, though, we're going to shift gears and welcome my next guest, Queen Joe. And I, like, as soon as I saw a lot of this conversation starting to bubble up on social media and folks coming with their opinions about this new record called WAP, and it is an acronym. You can look up what that acronym stands for. The clean version of the song is Wet and Gushy, but that is not what the actual song says or what that stands for. It dropped on Friday. The video dropped on Friday. It's Cardi B featuring Meg Thee Stallion, two artists who are and have always been themselves, for lack of any description. Just always been themselves, always been sex positive, body positive, all of that. And just the growing conversation around this video, around the song, has been really interesting to me for a few different reasons. So when I was finally ready to engage in any level of conversation around this, which really was sparked once Cardi B started addressing and speaking to her decisions regarding it, that for me was the moment. Was like, okay, now that I have more context and I'm not just going off of feelings or emotions or whatever, there's the artist actually speaking to their art and why they made the decisions that they made with their art. Now we can engage in a more insightful and informed conversation. And so in thinking about that, I'm like, I need to talk to Queen Joe. That's who I need to talk to, because I would love to hear her perspective on this as a FemC. She's based in Philly. She's always been very, verbal about her opinions about women empowerment, about our city and what's happening. And so I just felt like there was so much, and she's just a brilliant mind. I just feel like there was so much that she could bring in terms of perspective to the conversation. So Queen Joe, thank you so much for joining us for Happy Hour. How you doing? You got thoughts?
Thank you.
You got, let me know if you got some thoughts on this Harris Biden ticket, because that news just broke.
Do I? Oh my God, I'm glad you asked. I just want to say one thing. The biggest thing, and it's so funny because I was watching I Am Not Your Negro for the 5th time last night. And the biggest thing for me is, and this is going to come out sounding real controversial, but you got to vibe with me for a little bit. When did Black people become so politically lazy? And the reason why I'm saying that is that we are never going to get somebody that we like. The best thing that we could do is pick who's the closest and then troll them, do the work that we have to do once they're in office to make them bend to our will. And I feel like, with Black history and the votes, we say that we, love and respect, Martin Luther King and all these other people, right? But our ancestors, to me, and again, this is my perspective, were a lot more politically active. I mean, we have always been dished a horrible hand, but I feel like people are less inclined to do the work that they need to do the work that they need to do once a person is in office, whether that means, to continue to harass your city officials, whether that means to even vote for a city official, to know what laws are being passed, when they're being passed, why, in order for things to change. If you are waiting for one particular person to have everything that you want, that's not going to happen unless you run. So if you're running yourself, then that's a different thing. But if not, I think, and don't get me wrong, I understand for a lot of Black people, picking the lesser of two evils can be very annoying. One day, I remember sitting in this auditorium with Mark Lamont Hill, and this was right before Trump got elected president or whatever. And he was saying that he didn't want to vote for the lesser of two evils, and that he wasn't going to participate at all. And at the time, Hillary Clinton, people were getting on her because of her language around super predators, which is similar to what's going on with Kamala Harris right now, or what people critique about Kamala Harris. And what he said at the time was, Black people need to stop voting for the lesser of two evils. We need to stop being the scapegoats, because the Democrats are never going to bend to our will if we don't show them that, there's a chance that we might not vote for them, and we don't need to be their political puppets and all this other stuff. And what he said was, Black people have survived worse, and we can survive this. But I don't think that when he said that he would think that it could get worse, because it did, and it will. And we see what happened with Trump and everything, but does the Democrat ticket look any better? No, it doesn't. In fact, the Democratic ticket, to me, looks very similar than what it did 4 years ago. So it can get worse. And I think that even though people are like, okay, well, we kind of survived the Trump era, it's like, did we really? Because who's the Supreme Court justice? Who got elected in? Why are we still talking about what's going to happen with net neutrality, Roe versus Wade? Where are the dreamers right now?
Gotcha.
So as far as I'm concerned, I just want people to know, and this is just my personal opinion, that yes, voting for the lesser of two evils sucks, but your job does not end after you vote. Your job continues after you vote, and that's how you sway things to your way. And I'm sorry for talking longer than I expected to, but that was my 2 cents.
Listen, I asked for the perspective, so I appreciate you delivering that. And, we don't always have a lot of time together. So when we do have time, though, I'd like to try to get a pulse from you on, where you're at with certain things. So I appreciate you chiming in on that. And now let's talk about what we're here for.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, your take just purely as a femc.
As a femc, I think it's a very clever song. I think it's a clever song. I think it's a club banger. And these are, of course, just my regular opinions as an artist. But I also think that I love when these types of songs come about, because it makes certain people mad, and it opens up the door to really necessary conversations about women, sexuality, the praise of quote unquote purity, taboo around women and sex. And so I love it. I mean, I like the song. I thought the song, like I said, was catchy. I don't think the song said anything controversial. I'm still kind of confused as to why people feel, people are just so appalled by it. I see there are political people talking about it now, political pundits. It's funny because there's gynecologists talking about it now. This for a lot of people, this is the first time that they ever heard about bacterial vaginosis. So I'm glad about that.
Okay, so that definitely it definitely resonates with me in terms of the outrage around the lyrics, because I'm like, wait a minute, we're 2020, y'all. We didn't heard if you're really a part of the culture, right, you've heard far worse. And not even just within hip hop. I mean, you can look at rock, you can look at country, music is music, okay? So we want to talk about some outrageous lyrics. You can catch that in just about any genre, okay? If it's not, holy or whatever, or gospel. But any other genre is open game.
Trying to pass off the Pledge of Allegiance. Ooh. Like that, and have a third verse.
So we gonna leave that there. But so yeah, the lyrics thing definitely to me was like, oh, y'all are really out. Like this is supposed to be real outrage in this moment, as though these kinds of lyrics have not these kinds of things have not already been said. I do agree. I think there were some really clever lines in it. They just, they put their own sauce and whatever on it. But some of the other criticisms that came out were directly tied to the visuals, right? The decisions for who appeared in the video. And so just to give some context really quick, loves, Cardi B has always been very pro-FemC, making sure that she leverages her platform to speak to the importance of women in hip hop not being pitted against each other, trying to find ways to, make that happen. And this video was her doing exactly what she said she feels like should be happening. So for the most part, everyone featured in the video was an artist, with the exception of Kylie Jenner. Right. I didn't even know some of the women who were featured in the artists until she started running down who they were. And then I'm heading to their Instagram. And I'm like, oh, I'm getting put on to new people simply because of her decision to put them in her video. She also spoke to the fact that she wanted diversity. She wanted diversity in women. She wanted diversity in creative perspective, all of that. And so, for example, Rosalia is an artist out of Barcelona. So with Rosalia, like even with her hair was like a nod to the bullfighting culture in Barcelona. So she had the braids that were kind of done like a bullfighter. Then you had Sukihana.
Love Suki.
Suki, like she got a whole nother vibe. She's basically bringing like the trap hood vibe with her. But Cardi said one of the things that stuck out with her with Suki was her grind, how she, came up in some ways through the OnlyFans situation and, got her bread, got a Bentley off of that. Then she had Ruby Rose, another artist, been on her grind. And then she had Mulatto. Mulatto's been definitely making waves. I believe Mulatto is biracial, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And then there was Normani, who I know a lot of our younger folks are familiar with Normani. Normani. And so she like had all of these different artists. And then we had Kylie Jenner. I wasn't surprised to see Kylie because I knew they already had a friendship, relationship, whatever. So I figured like, okay, I can see how that call probably got made. And it was like, all right, now we got a little bit of everyone in terms of race, skin tones, all of these things rocking in the video. So I don't know. The Kylie Jenner didn't necessarily bother me. But, I mean, what were your thoughts on the diversity that you saw and the controversy that folks had with Kylie? Because there have been whole petitions to like have her edited out of the video, which I've never seen that before.
So overall, I love all of the women that were in the video. I love the diversity in the video because women liberation is for everyone. I do love the fact that, they're all artists and in a lot of ways, those artists are also entrepreneurs. So I want to put that out there as well. We want to talk about women being bosses. So I'm going to say that Kylie Jenner, for me, being in the video wasn't an issue. But to me, and this is just my particular choice, the issue to me wasn't that Kylie Jenner was in the video. The issue was that the whole performance surrounding her entry to the video. First of all, the music stopped during her part. You know what I mean? They start at the leg and zero up. So it's sort of like she's the mystery. It makes her the center. And I don't know if I don't think that was a decision that Cardi B or Meg Thee Stallion made. Maybe that was a decision that the director made. But I do think that, and this is my personal opinion, I have to pay attention as to why that decision was made.
Yeah.
And a lot of people might say, oh, it's because of her popularity and all of these things. We also have to think, like, as American culture, why is she supposedly at this particular point the epicenter of what beauty looks like, or whatever looks like. Like, her having a cameo in the video is not a problem. All women should have the cameo. Different women should all have cameos in the video. But that slow walk, that pause, that, you know, that look back at the camera, and to me, the very fact that we're even talking about it means that it took the focus off of the two important people in the video. And regardless of whether or not it wasn't supposed to glorify, I'm sure it wasn't, the intention wasn't supposed to glorify Kylie Jenner. It's just that the artistic decisions make it look like that. Now, who are we talking about? Kylie Jenner. It's like, gotcha. I don't know if I would have made the same decision. But what I did hear when Cardi did the interview was, or at least it sounded to me, and I don't know, now maybe this is me just taking it as a stretch, but it sounded to me like she said that she put Kylie in the video because Kris Jenner has given her advice before, and she was throwing a bone to the family because the family has done so much advice business wise for her. And so that makes all the sense in the world. Maybe Kris Jenner decided how, you know, the artistic vision as to how Kylie was going to enter, whether the music was going to stop, whether she had her own personal room, you know, whatever. Gotcha. But I personally, again, if it were my video, I would have done something different with the artistic vision, but not just her being in the video was fine. Gotcha. That's how I feel.
All right, so I'll tell you what, we need to take a break. But when we come back on the other side, I want to get into just the conversation around sexuality and a woman's expression of it, specifically femce's expression of their sexuality, how they show up in the creative spaces, all of those different points that I know I've been seeing conversations around, specifically from like men, which has also been a whole nother situation. But loves, if you saw the video or you heard the song and you have some thoughts on it, definitely call in, let us know your thoughts. I'll just let you know now, it's not for everybody. It is absolutely not for everybody. So if you already know that you're really not into Cardi B or Meg Thee Stallion, or you're even wondering who they are, go Google or YouTube the video. Probably not something that's going to bring a lot of light to your day.
It might.
It depends. Actually, it might. It just might. Depends on what you're into. But yeah. So let's take this break. But the hotline number, 215-634-8065. Toll free, 866-361-0900. You're listening to Happy Hour. We'll be back after these messages.
In Pennsylvania, everyone counts, and everyone needs to participate in the census. Our population count determines our voice in government and how much federal funding our communities receive for health care, food assistance, education, transportation, housing, and more. So every infant and child, every foreign and U.S. citizen, everyone matters. For a stronger future, we all need to count. To learn more, go to pa.gov/census.
Be heard. Want another way to join the conversation?
Follow us on social media
using the hashtag onWURD.
Be heard.
Stay connected to Word Radio.
Independent Black Media.
Listen to Laborers Live.
We created the weekend. We created the 40-hour work week. We just want enough to feed our family, be able to send our children to college, and let our next generation do better than we did.
To people that might have forgot how important unionism is in a country like the United States. People now infringing on our 8-hour work day, trying to work people more than 8 hours without overtime, trying to work people without benefits. In the long run, everybody's getting fat paycheck except the worker. So this is really a wake-up call for America.
The struggle is continuous. Tune in to Laborers Live every Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. Sponsored by LESIT, the Laborers Employers Cooperation Education Trust of the Laborers District Council of Philadelphia and vicinity.
Local 332, Sam Staten Jr. Business Manager. Local 57, Esteban Vera Business Manager. Local 135, Dan Woodall Jr. Business Manager. Local 413, James Harper Jr. Business Manager. The Laborers District Council, Ryan Boyer Business Manager, and Tony Staten, Executive Director of LESIT.
Show some love for your favorite neighborhood
with Word Radio.
It's the Summer of Freedom Virtual Neighborhood Love Tour. Mondays and Thursdays now through August 20th from 1 p.m. till 2:30 p.m. Shining a light on Philadelphia's neighborhoods with a focus on neighborhood history, Philadelphia's freedom fighters, and community resources that are helping to shape the city's future.
Mondays with the rapping professor, Dr. Aaron Smith, and Thursdays with Andrea Lawful Sanders.
It's the Summer of Freedom Virtual Neighborhood Love Tour. Mondays and Thursdays, 1 p.m. till 2:30 p.m. Exclusively on Word Radio. 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD.
Streaming live on WordRadio.com, the Word Radio app, and on Word TV via YouTube and Facebook.
The Summer of Freedom Virtual Neighborhood Love Tour is sponsored by Wells Fargo and PICO.
It's Happy Hour
with Sincerely Sarita
right now
on Word Radio
and WordRadio.com.
Talent Tuesday, and we're back talking about WAP, the new album, new record and video by Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. A lot of criticism around it, a lot of love. Let me also speak to the other side. A lot of love that's being shown, but definitely criticism on a few different levels. Queen Joe and I, Queen Joe is a FemC based here in Philly. We've been talking about this. I want to get into, the criticisms around the lyrics and specifically the visuals, and just how women choose to embrace and exhibit their sexuality. I told you all MV McKee touched a bit on this yesterday when she was guest hosting Tonight on Word. And she was trying to find this song that just was outrageous. like when I listened to it, and mind you, I listened to Cardi B, I listened to Meg Thee Stallion. When I listened to it, I was like, oh, okay, so this is the foundation, this is the roots of like where this kind of music and expression comes from. It's not like it's something that's so new. I really, the older I get, I'm like, there's really nothing new under the sun, y'all. She couldn't find it. So I ended up texting her because I remember when I heard this song and I was like, oh, snap, it really stuck out to me. So just for your own research purposes, if you want to really put into context how long women been about this life, still about this life, this is just, I don't even think this song puts into historical perspective how long women been about this life, still about this life. But the song is called Till the Cows Come Home. Till the Cows Come Home, Lucille Bogan. It's 1934. That is the name of it. Go ahead, Google it, okay? You can read the lyrics. If you play it, I would just say, be mindful not to play it around children because it's definitely not child appropriate. Just like I would say this song with Cardi and Meg, it's not for children. They both made that very clear that that's not why they created the song. That's not who their audience was. But this song with Lucille Bogan, Till the Cows Come Home, yeah, that's a whole situation there. So when we're talking about any idea that back in the day music was XYZ, that whole argument is null and void. You don't get to say that. We can Google the music from back in the day, and there are literally countless examples of some explicit, just vulgar, downright nasty, filthy lyrics that were out here. So that's not even something I really want to get into. But Queen Joe, with you, this conversation around women's sexuality, especially artists, your thoughts, your take on it, even your experiences within the industry.
Yes. Okay. So let me just also add, from a historical perspective, one of the things that I've always, not only has these lyrics have always been around, but criticism specifically of women doing it versus men doing it, and the backlash they receive because of it is also repeated, right? One of the things that I always think about is Marvin Gaye's Sexual Healing came out the same year as Betty Davis's Nasty Gal. And people praised Sexual Healing. I mean, they praised it. They shelved Betty Davis until 2001. Okay, and we're talking about artists in 1974. So, you know, they were burnt, you know, they were setting fires outside her concert, stopped her tour and everything. So I think that the double standard is ridiculous. I also think that people will say things, especially when they critique Meg, like, oh, you're always rapping about this. Why can't you rap about something else? Do people say that to Too Short? I don't feel like people say that to Too Short. And I think that and I also think that people are missing the beauty in specific things like that, because to me, people got to realize that some of the things that are, the personal can be political, and some of the things that are put out there is more reactionary, right? So it's like opening the door for women to have sexually explicit lyrics, in my opinion, was, or at least the hype around it, is a direct correlation to the hype around men and their sexual exploitive lyrics. Okay, for every Biggie, there's Lil' Kim, there's there's a first lady that women gravitate towards in a male-dominant, sexually exploitive situation. So I'm always grateful when there is balance. But what I will also say is that it is also good to see women at the center of their sexual exploits, because a lot of times we're just seen as receptors, you know, and so it's like, you know, the man controls the environment and how things go, you know, and, you know, whether you're a good girl, quote unquote, or a bad girl, whatever, you take it. So, but whenever women, especially rappers, talk about their sexual experiences, I love to see women take charge in that avenue, because in real life, a lot of times for women, you can only enjoy sex when you can speak up, and when you do whatever it is that you do in your own personal bedroom. But as far as my own personal experience, that happens to me a lot of times as well. And don't get me wrong, I feel like I try to diversify my palette, but, you know, I was in Black Thought's masterclass in February, and, you know, everybody's in there. There was an equal amount of women and men, and, you know, people were going back and forth with their raps. And I remember talking to Black Thought maybe like a couple weeks after, like, you know, just check in from a mentor standpoint. And at the time I had posted a freestyle, and it was so funny because he was like, oh, that's cool, but I want to see you stretch your ability. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, you want to see me stretch my ability, you know? And granted, he ended up circling back around, you know, saying he believes in me as an artist and all these other things. But as for myself, I really was sitting back, because I was like, okay, you about to come out with a project with Jadakiss. Do we ever say when you gonna stop talking about drugs? Do we ever do, like, do we, like, I don't know, like, it really, to me, being a woman in the industry is like really hard, because you want to talk about sexual exploits because you want to balance. You want to balance what's already being put there. You don't want to always just be on the receiving end. But at the same time, every single time you do it, you get politically bashed for it. And I think that respectability politics on Black people is horrible, but respectability politics amongst women is very dangerous because the more you try to focus on women and purity and stuff like that, and you learn to teach little girls that, you know, their value is taken away if they quote unquote give it up, or all those things, as long as you continue to make sex taboo, then, you know, and this is my personal opinion, the more that they'll begin to define themselves and each other by, you know, quote unquote slut shaming each other, then where's your value once you've already had sex? What's your value? If we're gonna sit there and be like, oh, you telling people to be promiscuous is the end of the world. Like, you know, the more that we have these conversations about, oh, this is so wild, the less likely that young teenage girls or young adult women will feel free enough to talk to their gynecologist about, you know, different things that is going on, and people start to lie about things that they don't have to, and it creates health risks and all those other things. And granted, I to some extent, I'm going off on a tangent, but
okay.
But you know,
Gotcha.
as a rapper myself, it's always, to me, I always just think that it's unfair, and it usually points out, like I said, double standards. Would I like to see a variety in artists that labels pick? Yes, I would absolutely love to see a variety in the artists that people pick, because different artists excel at making different kinds of songs. Clearly, Too Short excels at making those types of songs. I don't know if I want to hear a Kendrick Lamar type song from Too Short. I don't know if I want that. I don't even know if that's his lane. But I would. So would I like to see a diversity in the different types of artists that labels put to the forefront? Absolutely. But do I think that means that Cardi or Meg Thee Stallion should censor themselves and not talk about the things that liberate them? No. They should be able to do whatever they want to do. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
All right. Well, there you have it, y'all, from Queen Joe herself. If you want to, just engage with her further, follow her on social media. Definitely do that over on Instagram. She's at Queen Joe, J-O Music. Again, Queen Joe Music. Thank you so much, love, for joining me, for, just engaging in this conversation. We didn't have a lot of time due to this breaking news and everything that was going on, but, depending on how this goes, we might have to bring you back and dive a little deeper. Nonetheless, appreciate the time that we have had together. So, yeah, going to take this break. When we come back on the other side, I'll be welcoming my next guest. You're listening to Happy Hour on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM, 900 AM. Be back.
Legal information, Black history, hip-hop, and much more.
It's the Radio Courtroom with attorney Michael Cord every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. right here on WURD 96.1 FM and 900 AM.
Streaming live at wordradio.com and on the Word Radio app.
Recovery starts with a call. Pennsylvania's Substance Use Disorder Hotline is staffed by real people who are trained to help. They're here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They'll get you or your loved one into treatment regardless of your access to insurance. If you or someone you know is suffering from addiction, call 1-800-662-HELP. Recovery starts with a call.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Want the latest in Word swag?
Check out the shop tab on wordradio.com. Hoodies, tees, and more in a variety of colors. The shop tab on wordradio.com. Show the world that you're all about black.
Talk Media. Want the latest in Word swag?
Check out the shop tab on wordradio.com. Hoodies, tees, and more in a variety of colors. The shop tab on wordradio.com. Show the world that you're all about black.
Talk Media.
This is Word Radio.
96.1 FM.
And 900 AM WURD Philadelphia.
Black. Talk Media.
You're preaching to the choir, stop betting on yourself. Quit playing with your mind, you're spinning. If you think that I'm a lie, just try it for yourself.
You're back listening to Happy Hour on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM, 900 AM. Getting ready to welcome my next guest, Jordan Nicole. But we have a caller on the line, so I want to make sure we get to Tyrone on line 1, and then we will welcome Jordan Nicole. Tyrone, what's going on? How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Good, good. Grateful to hear from you.
Hey, look, and peace and blessings to all of your guests. Much love and respect to all of my WURD family and all the progressive folks across the globe. You know, my sisters, you don't mind me just saying two things very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
One, you know how upset and fed up I am about, the shootings and the stuff that's going on in the community, and then especially taking out children's lives. I am really, really peed off about that. And I don't care in this election if they don't talk about what type of specialized programs or whatever we want to call them that they're going to do to help our young folks, get through all the trauma that they have been put in. It's going to be difficult for me to, participate if that is not part of the discussion. Now, secondly, in terms of his choice for VP, I hear all of these, and even myself just saying what I just said. But the thing is, when are we going to get to the point when we say, well, this is the situation, how we're going to address it? What is going to be our strategic plan to deal with whatever is on the table? Not fall out about what was put on the table. If it's on the table and this is what we have to contend with, then what is going to be our strategic plan to deal with it? And I heard a lot of discussion, but I didn't hear that type of discussion, and I think that's where we need to be. We need to be talking about, irregardless of what the conclusion is, whatever is there, what is going to be our plan to deal with it.
Gotcha.
So I just wanted to add that, my sister, and I, as always, thank you for allowing me to share.
Yeah, no, I'm in a definite agreement about, it's about the work right now. It's about, all right, so what's the agenda? What is it that, now that we know, we have no doubt about who's on a ticket and who the candidates are for president and vice president, Democratic ticket, what are our expectations? And that's one thing I did appreciate about what one of our callers, and I think Queen Joe also spoke to, is just what happens after the voting, right? The kind of pressure that gets applied after the voting. That's what we need to, we definitely are going to have to look at now going forward. And definitely, it's not just about applying that pressure. If they do end up in that seat, in those seats, it's not just about applying the pressure, but being strategic in how that pressure is applied. Because it's not just about voting this year, it's also going to be about voting in another 2 years, right? When we're looking at other elected officials whose seats are up for grabs. So that work doesn't end. We got to be in it for the long haul. That's how we make sure the bus continues to go in the direction that we want it to go, knowing that it's never going to be a smooth or perfect ride, but that all of our energy, effort, strategy, plans, etc., are keeping our eye on where we're trying to get to and making sure that we continue to fill those seats or pick up folks along the way that are headed in the same direction or a similar direction, as close as we can get to it. So that's that. But anywho, It's time to welcome my next guest, y'all, because it is Talent Tuesday. And, with Talent Tuesday, we don't just, speak with performing artists or musicians. We look at artists across all genres, and that includes fashion. And so our next guest is definitely, I was just like scrolling through her Facebook, her Instagram business page. And let me just say, Jordan Nicole, I am so here for these swimsuits, sis. You got me. I'm like, I was low key kind of sad of like that the Rona is just doing what the Rona does, because I haven't really been able to get to the beaches, but I'm like seeing the galaxy themed bikini set, and then you had this like animal print situation going. I'm like, okay, sis, see, you doing it. So thank you so much for your creativity, number one, but for joining us for happy hour. Tell folks, who are meeting you for the first time, just a little bit about yourself, who you are and what you do.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me, Sarita. I really appreciate it. But my name is Jordan Nicole, 1N, if anybody ever wants to know. I have my own clothing line. It's an upcycled clothing brand. When people ask, they always go, well, what's upcycled? Upcycled is generally where you take older or more vintage clothing and you rework it. So I will take, for example, a pair of jeans and I'll make it into a nice crop top or a cute two-piece or something of the nature. So I try to, in a sense, recycle old material instead of using brand new material. That's the basis of my line. So I've really enjoyed it thus far for the 1 year that I've been going strong right now. So I'm really excited to see how it expands in the future.
Yeah. So first of all, congratulations on the 1 year mark. Because listen, this ain't an easy grind out here. I've never done anything in fashion design, but I just know as an entrepreneur, that's something in itself. That is not for the faint of heart. So within this first year, I mean, what are some of the lessons that you've taken from just this grind and being a fashion designer, whether it's on the creative side, honing your visions and your skills, or, that marketing side, customer service, front facing aspect of the business?
For me, it's a lot of personal growth kind of just within myself, because I had to learn more about myself to learn about what I wanted my brand to be moving forward. So it was a lot of discipline. Over the past year, I graduated. So I was in grad school when I first started, and I was like, you know what, Jordan, if you don't just go out there and do it and start doing it and put yourself out to the world, you're not going to get anywhere. You're never going to do it if you don't take the opportunity to do it now. So I just had to be more bold and ambitious in my pursuit for, I guess, happiness within myself. To really push out my creations to the world. I've learned that sometimes I might have lazy days, that I just don't want to be as creative as I thought. However, it's a curve and it's a bump that I have to get past in order to be have my brand to be where I want it to be in the future and expand and be worldwide the way I kind of envision. So.
Gotcha. Congratulations on graduating.
Thank you.
Because grad school ain't no easy walk, y'all. It ain't no easy walk. Just from what I know about the folks I know who've gone and done it, it's no easy walk. And, in thinking about it, with you mentioning that, we have this question of the day on the table, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it. So, would you rather work at a great paying job that you hate or an okay paying job that you love, and why?
Me, it would be an okay job that I love, because I think I've learned in the 26 years of life, not very many, but in the 26 years of life that I've been on this earth, I've learned that my happiness is ultimately more important. And my work satisfaction is also really high on my list. So if I feel like I get to a point that I dislike a job, I no longer am happy in the situation. And it's kind of like I self-sabotage. So regardless of how much money is being made and what's being brought to the table, I go home, I complain, I'm irritable, I don't want to deal with people. That's just not a good space for me to be in. So I would rather, I guess, just be comfortable and enjoy the heck out of my life and the job that I have than all the money in the world and be miserable.
Got you. Yeah, no, I was curious to get a creative's perspective on that, because I know, like, oftentimes we straddle between having to pay the bills and also pursue the thing that we love or the things that we love. Sometimes having to do those independent of one another, sometimes those being the same thing, and figuring out that grind. So I think that perspective is definitely important to have. So tell us a little bit about, now that you're 1 year in, where you're looking to go to from here when it comes to your designs. Now that you've completed grad school, like, where do you see, especially, because 2020 is anything, so I don't even know. Sometimes it doesn't even feel appropriate to ask that question because we all just out here surviving. But where do you,
for real.
Yeah, like, but where do you see things going from here? You hope to see things going from here?
So one thing, the fact that I'm even making sales within such a time is just a blessing in itself, especially being so new. That's just a blessing in itself. But moving forward, if we're X-naying 2020, looking forward to years to come, God willing, I want to get on top of my website. I know many people, it's easier to get a website made. I just want to make sure that it's perfect. Like, I want it to be authentically me. I wanted to really showcase who I am as a person and as a designer. I really want people to understand the type of creative that I am. And I like to call myself a creative. I know it says Jordan Nicole Designs, but I like to call myself a creative because I don't consider the pieces that I make to always be clothing. Like, they are clothing, but they're pieces of art that I could say. I like to say sometimes that I'm producing. So in the future, I want to get my website fully up and functioning and ready. And then I have a lot of long-term goals, right? Like, you list them all out and what you want to do. But for me right now, short term is the website so that I can provide easier access to me, easier access to the items that I have on hand, because with me, everything is one of one. I don't even know if I mentioned that before, but upcycling is a whole different ballgame. So it's not like some businesses where you drop ship or you get stuff manufactured in big bulks and kind of stuff that way. I'm making everything by hand, by these two blessed hands that God gave me. I'm making them by hand. Pieces are one of one. Some pieces are customized. So I do take customized orders. I like to put out stuff of my own creative genius for people to like and to enjoy. So just to be able to push more content out to the people in different shapes and sizes is my ultimate goal, so that everybody can be wearing a Jordan Nicole Design Original. It would be lovely.
Gotcha. Well, listen, I just tagged you over on Instagram on the page of an amazing graphic designer and website designer that I know based here in Philly. Shout out to Melissa Alam over on Instagram. She's at Ring the Alam, ALAM. But she also has her company, which is called Alam Digital. She focuses on, branding and web, creative direction, photos, like all of that. And I've just seen some of her work. It's super dope. So I tagged you on her page just so you can check her out. And I'll tag you on a few others. And hopefully, we can get you a step closer to, hitting that next goal with the website.
Yes. Please, I appreciate all types of connections.
Yeah, listen, creators we gotta help each other, y'all. We gotta keep each other moving forward. So Jordan,
keep each other afloat.
Yeah. Jordan Nicole, for folks who want to follow you, who want to check out your designs, maybe reach out to you for some customized pieces. What's the best way for them to do that?
Just reach out to me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram at Jordan_Nicole_designs. That's Jordan Nicole with one N _designs. Hit me in my DMs. I also have an email. You can hit me that way. That's kind of more convenient as well. All of that information is in my bio. So reach out to me there. I'm also on Facebook at Handmade Designs by Jordan Nicole. You can reach me there if you want to check out everything on Facebook. But again, I have my own personal page, Jordan Nicole 1. I also post some of my stuff there, more of the stuff that I make for myself on my personal page. So different outlets, but I'm reachable. I promise I'm reachable. I don't have a website, but I'm reachable.
And that email is jordannicoledesigns@gmail.com, y'all. jordannicoledesigns@gmail.com. One N, JORDANICOLE designs@gmail.com. So Jordan Nicole, thank you so much for joining us for Happy Hour Talent Tuesday edition.
Thank you, Sarita, for having me.
Yeah. All right, loves. Taking a quick break. You're listening to Happy Hour on WURD Radio 96.1 FM, 900 AM. We'll be back after these messages.
Dietz & Watson has been making premium meats and artisan cheeses for over 80 years. And when it comes to stacking sandwiches and party platters, they've got something for everyone in the family, like maple honey turkey breast, American cheese, buffalo chicken, and more. So get to your local deli and taste 4 generations of family recipes. With Dietz & Watson on the table, you'll have everyone coming back for seconds and thirds. Dietz & Watson, it's a family thing since 1939.
Word Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM. WURD.
Part-time job, full-time hustle, all-time Shiro to all of us. You nurture, we listen. You teach, we thrive. You lift our spirits, but we've got to lay down the truth. It's time for you, our Shiro, to stretch for the stars. Start saving more for retirement now, so you can feel prepared and live your life to the fullest. Get free tips to help boost your retirement savings now at aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
A message brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
It's Happy Hour
with Sincerely Sarita
right now
on Word Radio
and WordRadio.com.
Check it out, man. Too many brothers laying dead in the street. Yeah. What of them brothers look just like me? Yeah. One day we'll make it over. I don't fear no man. Only the one that tame my soul, and the change is coming. When I'm done, it'll take me home. The hand of God all over me. I don't know what tomorrow brings. Be raised the sun. It's a new day. It's a new day. I don't know what tomorrow brings. We raise the sun. The shotgun go bang, bang. Yeah, bang in the street. Lord, keep your hand. My Lord, all over me. Shotgun go bang, bang in the street. Lord, keep your hand. 'Cause it's a new day. Oh, one day we'll make it over. Yeah. It's too much for even shoulders to bear. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. You say you love me, but you kill my friend, yeah. One day we'll make it over. I don't feel no man. Only the one that saved my soul, and the change is coming. And when I'm done, it'll take me home. The hand of the Lord all over me. I don't know what tomorrow brings. We raise the sun, the shotgun go bang, bang. Yeah, bang in the street. Lord, keep your hand. 'Cause it's It's a new day. Oh, one day we'll make it over. Yeah, it's too much for even shoulders to bear. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. You say you love me, but you kill my friend, yeah. One day we'll make it over. I don't feel no man, only the one who sing my soul. Change is coming, then he'll take me home. Hand of the Lord all over me. I don't know, but we raise the sun. It's a new day. It's a new day. I don't know, but we raise the sun. So tell Martin I had a dream. Tell Malcolm by any means. Oh yeah.
You're back listening to Happy Hour on WURD Radio 96.1 FM, 900 AM. Shout out to all our folks over on Word TV via Facebook Live that have been chiming in on the conversation, the various conversations we've been having. Cynthia said, agree with your guests regarding Kylie. So this was in regards to Queen Joe, who was on, and we were talking about WAP, which is Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion's latest record, you know, that they just dropped together. Cynthia added, it's that subliminal quote unquote thing that they do. We're not supposed to be smart enough to figure it out. Malcolm, he started listing some songs that definitely were explicit. The Isley Brothers, Between the Sheets, the Dominoes Back in the Day, and the 50s. He said they had a song called 60 Minute Man. Yeah, I mentioned Lucille way back in 1934. Yep, her song Till the Cows Come Home. Laverne, he said he added Laverne Baker and Jackie Wilson with the song called Think Twice. He said there were so many dirty songs over the years. Laugh out loud. Yes, agree on all parts. So, and I get not to be confused, right? Because some of the commentary that I've heard has been a real concern about the images of black women that we need to be mindful of black girls seeing, right? Little black girls seeing, and the influence that it's having on our culture, on our young people, you know, current generations. I think those are all concerns that as a village we should have and we should be mindful of. As a mother, one of the things that I can say is that before my kids ever saw any kind of anything on TV or in a song, they saw me. They learned from me. And because of the world that I knew I grew up in, that greatly influenced what I felt like they were going to need to be aware of and educated on so that they can move in a very informed way as much as possible. Because at the same time, you know, a developing child going to be a developing child, which if you've been a developing child, you don't always make very developed decisions, right? But especially once they started getting older, and by older, I mean in elementary school, and they start coming home asking questions and, or just being a little bit more knowledgeable about things because of conversations or actions that were happening at our schools, I had to have some real conversations with them about sexuality, about their bodies, about the way that society will perceive them, about how they manage and navigate and own their self-worth and respect of it, not according to other people's terms, but their terms. Just having to have those real conversations. And some of that was informed by, different instances and experiences in my life where I definitely saw those double standards. I've seen what we tend to teach the boys, but not the girls. And then when they get older, you wonder why there's a culture of toxic masculinity, or you wonder why Men, we have these instances where we have some men that feel very emboldened to be able to say whatever they want or to objectify a woman in her sexuality, but when she does it, it's a problem. When she owns it, it's a problem. And so, just my thing has been to equip my daughters with thinking critically about it and being mindful of, like, listen, you have your power. Let's talk through what that's going to look like based on what decisions you make and what feels right and feels like rests well with your soul, because you got to live with you at the end of the day, right? And you're also an extension of our family and so on and so forth. And so, I totally get those concerns, and I think it's important. That's why it's all the more important to really get into these conversations, y'all. You think what they see on TV is a mess? Go to their school. See what they seeing in the stairwell or the hallway. See what they talk about in the bathroom. What they doing in the bathroom. And I'm telling you, it's not just because of what they see on TV. It's not just because of what they hear in that music. A lot of folks are exposed to stuff before they even leave the house. And so, especially in a time where I know I've seen, and to some degree have felt that patriarchal oppression of, just being a woman and owning whatever I say that is for me. I think there's some continued discussion that we gotta have around that, because even in watching how that conversation regarding Cardi and Meg and this video and their song and all of that has been playing out, it hasn't really felt comfortable seeing how many folks are analyzing it through the lens and eyes of a man without even realizing it. Like, even women, without even realizing it. That everything you're assessing it on is based off of what a man feels is or is not appropriate, or is not okay. And that's not okay for me personally. So coming at the argument or coming at the debate or the conversation from that perspective, that's not going to work. But I want to go to the phone lines because I believe we have a caller. And feel free to, call in while we do have some time to chat a bit. 215-634-8065. Again, 215-634-8065. You can also call in toll free, 866-361-0900. Again, 866-361-0900. Let's go to line one. Who am I chatting with?
It's Elias.
Elias, hey, thank you for calling in. What's on your mind?
This Cardi B video, and I mean, it's just everybody is putting sugarcoating the situation. They're making it sound nice and formal, whatever, artists and all this. But at the end of the day, you have to understand. I heard the way you were speaking about how you conduct yourself as a parent for your daughters. All right, but here's the problem in our low-income, crime-riddled communities. And this is what we need to discuss, and we haven't spoken about that in this topic, is the adults that are infesting our little young women and our little young men with just the bad adult behaviors in these homes. Okay, and we're speaking about this topic, but these people, for the most part, in our communities, are not listening to 96.1. They're listening to the other radio station that Cardi B was explaining something, and she sounded political about her artistry and whatnot. But all in all, they're half naked, fully naked, saying explicit lyrics, okay? So this is not a battle about, to me personally, it's not even a battle. There shouldn't even be a conversation about a battle between the male rappers and now the women rappers, you know, they want a piece of the pie. It's all about what they're generating money off of the livelihood of our community, our children, okay? And these adults with bad behaviors at home, they're not listening to this station. You know, they're not listening to this, and we lose our children because our young girls are out there already as teenagers trying to dance like these women. So these rappers and this is the Latino rap hip hop too. You got to hear that too. It's deplorable. It's degrading. Okay.
So let me ask you real quick, because I mean, when we're to your point about dancing, right? If we go back and look at our history and even go into, you know, various parts around the world across the African diaspora, the dancing that we're seeing here in the U.S. within our community, that's a part of our history, though.
I
like
understand, but
that's
do you see how
not
they're doing
new.
They're sending the message of porn. That's what they're sending the message to these kids out there that are not being supervised by good parents. There's a few of us. The way you look out for your daughter, I looked out for my young men and my granddaughters. You know, so I understand. Oh, believe me, I understand the dance, but the way they're putting it out there is irrelevant to the beautiful culture of African dance. You know what I'm saying? It's totally different. Totally different. That's all I needed to say, young lady.
I appreciate your perspective. I definitely appreciate your perspective. Let's go to line 2. We have Yusuf on line 2. Hey, Yusuf.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I just need your opinion. You're a young lady, and they just made an announcement on another talk radio station that Joe Biden picked Kamala Harris as his running mate.
Yeah, we've been talking about that throughout the show.
Oh, okay, I just turned the show on.
Okay.
Now, in your opinion, do you believe that it's better that the young people your age in their 20s and 30s have a choice as to who their political leaders is? Because I say this, for centuries, Germany had problems. It was always involved in major wars. And they had problems with 1 or 2 people causing their nation to have to suffer. And they finally put a female chancellor. That's what they call their leader, chancellor, in there. And Germany hadn't had no problems since. You don't hear nothing going, no wars, no conflicts, no turmoil with Germany. Ever since they put a female chancellor in. And I said, because men have persecuted this world, and they've persecuted other men. I'm a victim of it. I wound up in child welfare as a baby because of my father. And said I wound up in prison because of men doing stuff to me, but I was villainized for their crime. So I don't hate men, but I don't like them. And when their positions are taken over by females, I'm going to allow you uproar. And I hope for the near future that you females take that president position and the vice president and any other position that they use to persecute people, man. They persecute the world, and it's time that it stops. Thank you.
Gotcha. Appreciate that. To your question, no matter what the age is, I mean, at least I can only speak to, living in America, the United States of America, which is supposed to be a democracy. So no matter what age you are, yeah, I think you have a right to vote and to voice, who you feel like is best for a position, or especially an elected official position, and do your part in supporting said elected official, right, and making sure that they're able to even enter the running or enter the race to have a real shot at the seat. And I think that is where not only this country has failed us greatly, because they don't prepare us or really, honestly, thoroughly educate us. And this is based off of just my opinion, my experience. They don't really prepare or educate us about our country, about like the political process, about civic engagement. Like that was not a focal point in elementary school, in middle school, in high school. It wasn't. I mean, like you learned the basics, but come on now, we know that was very, very whitewashed. So even the history we were learning wasn't like our history incorporated into that. And on top of that, like, no, I don't remember a lot about the political process. I mean, I remember talking about the executive branch and, you know, all these different aspects of government. But I think as far as breaking it down in a way where we were fully equipped to step into participating in that process by 18, no, I don't think so. I mean, you could let me know if you had a different experience. I would love to hear that. But it really wasn't until college in my own personal, research and curiosity that I really started to learn more about the political process. And I'm still learning. Trust me, I am still learning in this moment. By no means do I feel like I'm some kind of fully knowledgeable or an expert on this topic, on the process. No. That's why reading is fundamental to me now more than ever when it comes to politics and the political process. But anyway, got to take a quick break. If you want to call in, phone lines are open, 215-634-8065. Again, 215-634-8065. You can also call in toll free, 866-361-0900. This is Happy Hour on WURD Radio. We'll be back after these messages.
He was the heart of your family, and he taught you our history. He helped you fix your first flat. He was the best backyard DJ around. And every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect, in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa, what's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart. Live with courage. The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at StoryCorpsConnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
Join us for our annual Founders Day broadcast, a special on-air celebration of our founder, Walter P. Lomax Jr., MD. Thursday, August 20th from 6 a.m. till 9 p.m. For more information on our annual Founders Day celebration, stay tuned to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, wordradio.com, and follow us on social media, on Twitter and Instagram at onWURD, and on Facebook at 4WURD. Support independent black media and join the 4WURD movement now at 215-425-7875
or visit wordradio.com.
Brothers and sisters, we've seen enough. It's time to get together. We can do big things together, just like they did. President Obama and Vice President Biden passed healthcare reform, helped rescue the auto industry, and created more than 15 million jobs. And right now, together, we can help Joe Biden do it again as president, to unify this country and fix the issues that we're facing right now. Real police reform, expanding access to high-quality education, protecting our right to vote, and rebuilding the economy so that it works for us. Now is the time for us to rise up and do this together with Joe Biden. Go to joebiden.com/BlackAmerica to learn more.
I'm Joe Biden, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Biden for President.
It's Happy Hour
with Sincerely Sarita
right now
on WURD Radio
and wordradio.com.
y'all to help me do this one right here, all right? I need y'all to be my background singers tonight. Because I wrote this song right here because it seemed like the world was going a little crazy, you know? But I hope you believe, like I believe, that no matter how crazy it gets, everything's gonna be all right. Y'all believe that? Yeah. All right, well, here's your part right here. Bring it right here. Like everything's gonna be all right. Yeah. Let's rehearse it. Let's go. Everything's gonna be all right. A little louder, please. Everything's gonna be all right. Yeah, we got it. Yeah. All right, I think we're ready now.
You're back listening to Happy Hour on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM, 900 AM. Getting ready to just check in a bit with our last and final guest. One thing I did want to clarify, possibly reemphasize, because I appreciated one of the callers who spoke to comments I made about, being a mom and raising girls. One of the things that I stated was critical thinking. So to be clear, I've always put critical thinking at the top of my parent to teach list. And so with that said, I don't necessarily hide things from my kids, right? If anything, it's about conversations that we have together. It's about content that we look at and say, okay, what do you think about when you see this? How do you think about this? How do you think the world perceives this? What do you know about this person's choice to do it and what informed it? Like the critical thinking, so that whether I'm there or not, if they see something, because y'all giving your kids these phones and these internet laptops, all of that stuff, you think that you're not seeing it, you're crazy. I'm gonna be real with you. You gotta bring it into 2020, y'all. So it's not so much of hiding it as much as it is the critical thinking part. There's instilling self-esteem and all of those kinds of things, which that is a lifelong process. But I just wanted to stress that, because one thing me and my kids definitely have is some real talk conversations, whether it's about Cardi B, whether it's about politics, whether it's about what's happening in their schools and the change that they want to see, whether it's about boys, girls, whatever it may be. That's it, because I need them to be able to talk to me. We need to be able to have those real conversations. So just putting that out there. But anywho, let's go ahead, welcome our final guest. We probably got just a few minutes with her. Michaela Chandler. Hello, love. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. So listen, for folks who may just be meeting you for the first time, just let us know a little bit about who you are and what you do.
For me, as a starter, I've been really helping out in the front lines during COVID. I'm a nursing student at Jefferson right now, but I do have a passion for doing music and just trying to reach into my community and help with a lot of the lost and walking through in therapy and making the COVID test and getting lab results and things like that that's been going on right now. It's been a lot to take in, and it's been a rough year, but we're keeping the strength of the family, and I've just been so amazed at, just the strength of so many people that's been going on in the midst of financial loss, the loved one loss, and it's just been trying, to say the least.
Yeah. I can't even imagine. And just thank you so much, for being on the front lines, for serving our community in the way that you have, thinking about the fact that you're a creative, in terms of music. How has music played a part in this work that you're doing, or even in your own form of self-care as you serve on the front line and helping our community battle COVID-19?
I'm so glad you asked that question. I feel like the music that I've been writing in the midst of the pandemic, it kind of forced me during quarantine to really reflect and open my eyes on a lot of things in my life that I need to work on, and also in self-love and empowerment, and just ultimately reconnecting with my friends and families and loved ones, and not taking them and everything we have going on for granted, especially with connecting, more importantly, with God. Because I had recently actually just got out of an abusive relationship, and I don't know if a lot of people know, like with during the pandemic, domestic abuse has been on a rise drastically. And a lot of times we don't realize a lot of things is happening until, getting out of it and getting that help out of that. So I felt like with my music and being able to write my story and literally find my voice after being stifled for so long, and that negative situation has been able to be a source of healing overall. In a social sense, I feel like a lot of people will be able to connect with, I've been able to channel through my songs.
Yeah. I am so excited for what the future holds for you. Just in hearing the steps that you taken to empower yourself, to empower our community in the process of you empowering yourself, and just like feeling really excited for the healing journey that you're embarking upon, and really that our community in our own way that we're on right now. Right. So I know we're short on time, but if there's anything that you want to, first of all, make sure people know, right, that our community knows and understands about COVID-19, and what you're seeing and its impact, what would that be?
If I would really stress the importance, I feel like, not just of social distancing and everything out in the front line, a lot of situations like what's going on with COVID, is that if I was to compare it, I would say like a lot of people with the anti-mask and being uncomfortable and everything of that nature. I feel like looking at it in the space of like your own loved one, like the protection needed that we're able to implement in our community as a step, until we're able to find like some type of medication or some type of more research about COVID. I just feel like a lot of the things that we've taken for granted in that area, like along with social distancing and just trying to like find a way to ultimately come together. I just think that, I don't know, I know personally there's been a lot of people just want to do their own thing. Like I feel trapped and, just wanting to, even with schools opening, it's been so many debates and a lot of things mixed in with politics. It's just been so overwhelming, a lot, honestly. And I feel like ultimately, like being able to get like a sense of community and having somebody to reach out to and talk to is important, because it's just been so heavy with mental health and mentality, and it's just been so many. It's like we haven't gotten a break this year, honestly.
No, listen, it's all happening. I mean, a lot of it has been happening. It's not necessarily new in that way, but the pandemic is just highlighting it and exposing a lot of the seriousness, the voids, the cracks in systems, all of that just seems like all at one time. So yeah, no, I feel you. It's like one thing after the other. But listen, for folks who want to check out your music, who want to, just continue to follow your journey, what's the best way for us to do that?
Oh, definitely follow me up on Instagram at Chandler_Michaela. I'm going to be posting up like inspiring quotes and music. Also on my SoundCloud on Chandler_Michaela. I'm going to be really pushing out that initiative, because I've actually been able to work with my engineers and everybody from home with using a lot of at-home studio applications and software. Nice. It's really exciting.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so loves, we now know where we can find Michaela Chandler over on Instagram. It's Chandler_Michaela. So shout out to you, love, and thank you so much for joining us for Happy Hour on Word.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, so we are like all out of time, y'all. It's time. We got to go because I got to wrap on time. So I do want to take a moment to just thank all of our guests who made today's show possible. Much love and appreciation to Kayla J for holding down the phone lines, the board, and everything in between. Make sure you follow Word across all platforms at 4Word on Facebook, at onWURD over on Instagram and YouTube. Check me out on IG and Facebook as well at Sincerely Sarita. Kayla J over on Instagram is at KALAJ_music nerd. Up next is Tonight on Word. Kayla J, real quick, what you just saying?
I'm just saying, do what you love and the money will follow.
There we go. I'm just saying what I always say. Remember to taste your words before you feed them to someone else. And always, always, always empathize, empower, and evolve. Peace.